probably more fortunate than some in the car business because I had developed a hole, if you will, to buy cars, and I took my two-car wrecker. You pulled one up on top and one behind, and every morning I went to Moritz Oldsmobile Cadillac and bought their trade-ins from the prior day. And then I took them down the street and sold them to Lynn Smith, and of course he's done well now, owns a Chevrolet dealer. But so I had a lot of cars, a place to buy a lot of cars, and that was good. I also became more involved in the paint and body business, bought a frame machine and hired collision repair people and painters. I moved my business down by the freeway. It was virtually undeveloped down there along the freeway at that time. Then the seeds to the main business were born, if you will. I bought about 35 wrecked cars. I registered at the Salvage auto auction, and when you brought a car in and it needed an engine or it had been wrecked and it needed some body parts, I would go off to the Salvage auction and I would buy a car that had those parts. Then I would use those parts to fix your car. And then I had accumulated about 35 cars. One day the city came by and said, "Son, you can't keep these 35 junk cars outside here anymore. You're going to have to do something with them." So I went down the street and I opened an auto salvage yard. I had one employee and my 35 cars, and we were selling about $800 a week in parts off of those cars at that time. I don't think I realized how big that business was going to become, and of course I was doing import cars, foreign cars if you will, and nobody else was really doing them at that time. They were kind of new. People called Toyotas Toyotas back then. That led to my big business venture, which was the auto salvage business, which is, for all intents and purposes, where I made my fortune, I guess. In 1978, early 1979, I went down the street. I rented a piece of land for $100 and put my 35 cars, and I financed a portable building for the office, and my brother started running the auto salvage yard. Within a few months, it was making enough money that I chose to close the garage, car dealer, and collision repair center and just go focus on the auto salvage business. Soon enough, another occupant of the land was old and tired, and he sold me his salvage yard. He had 50 cars, and he sold me his 50 cars for $5,000, which was a huge amount of money. And I crushed his cars for the scrap metal and got part of my $5,000 back, but then I had the whole piece of land. And of course I was buying cars along and buying more and more cars. And I was learning how to market and how to sell, how to hire and how to fire, and how to deal with legal matters and insurance matters and all kinds of things. And by then I'm confident I was reading everything I could get my hands on.